What is up, guys? So today we're going to do a posing tutorial. We're going to run through with my two athletes for the upcoming Vancouver Open and Natural show. So we're going to be joined by Truman and Nick. They're competing in men's physique, but we're going to run through the compulsory, mandatory, should I say, bodybuilding poses, just for a bit of fun. I myself are going to be doing classic physique, so I need to brush up anyway, and then I may enter men's physique as well. We're now, all three of us are 13 weeks out, so we're just going to have a bit of fun. No one's got any serious lines or in like serious condition at the moment, but it's more just for tutorial and practice purposes. I'm just going to go in first, do my 30 minutes of cardio, and then the boys are going to come join for posing practice. So what are we on now? So yeah, we catch up with you guys in a little bit. I don't know if you like my step tracker here. I did order a black, but they sent me pink, so we got pink to make the girls wink. But yeah, hope you enjoy the video. Like and subscribe, leave any comments what you want to see on future videos, and we'll see you in a bit. You were the young lads. Oh, you did bring shorts?
Courtesy of him.
Oh yeah. Nick forgot his PE kit. I was going to tell you to get him out of Lost and Found. Bruh. You donut.
Wait, didn't Michael have a tripod that you could take?
Truman's got a tripod, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Sick.
Right, gents. So the plan today, do you want to do all open bodybuilding mandatory poses?
Yeah.
Yeah? We can do just classic, but the only difference is basically you just don't do the lat spreads. Because it will help, like knowing these will help you more with your check-in pictures. I'm just generally like taking progress pictures. And then we'll just go over a couple of men's physique. Well, I mean couple, there is literally two men's physique poses. Yeah, let's do it. Let's get her done. Right, take your kit off. Here we go. Take your kit off. Well, you can't pose with clothes on.
Damn, you make me strip just like that.
Yeah, but okay, top of me.
Work out. Yeah, this stuff fits nice.
Well, should have been mics as well. Bring mics.
How the fuck are we gonna attach it to our skin?
No, you wear a chain or something.
Oh, that's weird. Both of them. Oh, you're not wearing one.
What's nice is everyone can watch as well as they go past. Right. So yeah, we do all men's bodybuilding like compulsory poses. So the way you pose, always start with your feet and then travel up, because everyone always forgets to like squeeze their legs. So basically, the first one like is just going to be, they say front relaxed, but you're not relaxed. You'll see that posing. So front relaxed. Best thing to do is turn your heels in slightly, so you see like the quad sweep. If your legs are side on, it's going to make them look a lot more narrow. So you want to kind of turn your feet out so your toes flat. And then you don't want the legs to be straight. You want like a slight bend so you can engage your quads. And then if you can as well, another little trick, you can't really see it, but like your rec fem, your rectus femoris muscle, if you slightly tilt your hips back, that one pops out a little bit more. Right? Right. Now squeeze, hold that. Okay. You've got to flex both knees.
I'm trying.
Not just the bigger one at the two. And then with your upper body, it's essentially like a lat spread, but your arms travel away from your body. So I always start by contracting my scapula first, and then basically just spread it as far as you can. So open it right up. There you go. And then hold that pose. So there's a couple of things you can do. If you've got good abs, I'd open your arms up just a little bit there, Nick. There you go. You can, if you've got good ab structure, you can like obviously like hold the pose down. I don't like that personally. I always try and look bigger. So I'll vacuum and then try and spread my lats a bit more. Let's have a look. Try both. Have a look. Yeah, I know it's hard. It's not easy.
The breath.
It's not easy.
Last time I saw
you pull the breath. Heels in. Squeeze quads. Hips back a little bit. Open up lats. No. Good. And then just position your, flip your hand like this, and then we're just going to go down a little bit. There you go. That's better. That's a nice shot. Nice. And even like you can still see your ab structure even though you're not squeezing, which is nice. And then see, yeah, you pretty much got it. I would again just angle this a little bit. There you go. Just so that like this, but again we don't want to drop them too much. They're kind of like in between. Yeah. Oh fuck. Nice. Relax. Yeah, that looks good. So those are the main teaching points. Just make sure you flare.
Yeah.
And then obviously with the upper body, it's up to you whether you want to kind of like crunch down on the abs, or if you vacuum in and kind of like inhale to try and make your upper body look bigger. And then they tell you to quarter turn to your right, so this way. So this one's the tricky one, because it's hard to make your legs look good from this angle, in my opinion. So I found the best thing to do, rather than stand straight on, is actually position your feet slightly back. So what's up, Dima?
Can I have you for a second?
Huh?
Just give us
Oh yeah, go for it. So if you position your feet slightly, rather than straight, you're just going to offset it by like a 10 or 20 degree angle. And then you're going to put your feet together, so squeeze your thighs together. And then I like to kind of squeeze my heels together as well. And then you can see like the lines start coming out in the quads. But keep your legs straight. You don't want to bend them on this one. You want to keep your legs straight. So squeeze your heels together. Our hips are slightly offset. And then with your upper body, you're going to twist. So you're going to come out with this arm. I just like to do this first, like extend. And then you're going to rotate your shoulders all the way around, almost as far as you can. And then this arm, you're basically using to like push your pec and shoulder across. So you want to, that's it, here you go. And then from there, we're just going to extend this arm out slightly. Some people fully straighten it. I like it with a little bend. And then obliques, push down. And then you're going to look forwards, because the judges don't like you looking at like this. So look at me. There you go. Let's have a look. So just pull your elbow up a little bit. There you go. And now squeeze on. So pull your body down and squeeze your obliques. There you go. You're leaning back a little bit, lean forwards just a little bit. That's better. There you go. And then T, we just need this elbow back. A little bit more rotation. Please, squeeze. There you go. So that's your side core turn. That goes look pretty nice actually. Relaxed. And then rear, obviously, well, I have to like look in this mirror to look at that mirror.
Yeah.
But essentially it's the same as the front leg. So now you've done those two, the other two, obviously you're just going to do a quarter turn to the other side, and you're going to do it back opposed to front.
Yeah.
So this one's, I can take a look at both of you from behind. No pun intended. So obviously for this one, again, if you've got a good quad flare, you can see them from behind. Like the judges can see a quad flare from behind. So we want to emphasize that as much as possible, again, by turning the heels in. So you flare, squeeze those quads, and then you can see like the, kind of like the outer lateralis. And then again, we're going to open up as much as we can, drop the arms down just a little bit. And then from here, to kind of bring out your erector muscles, we're just going to lean back a little bit as well. And then what you can do to try and make your lower back look tighter is actually push your stomach out. But if you kind of like try and push your stomach out, obviously it's going to tighten up the skin on like the lower back and the erector muscles.
Yeah.
So just try and flare a little bit more. Because this is going to be one you're going to be doing in men's physique as well. And then both, just drop the arms a little bit as well. There you go. Nice. And then just lean back a little bit, those erector muscles firing. There you go. And relax. With that one, you can bend too much, and essentially it starts making you look smaller.
Yeah.
We'll take some pictures as well. We'll show you like the difference between standing upright and standing back.
Yeah.
And then obviously nobody is perfectly symmetrical, so you're always going to find on those quarter turns. I actually look better on this side. I prefer this side. So we're going to do the quarter turn to your right. So again, your feet together. This is just my preference. Everyone does it differently, obviously. So your feet together and then slightly offset, so just kind of like 20 degrees. Squeeze your heels together. Squeeze everything, squeeze all that shit up. Quads, hamstrings, the lot. Keep the knees straight. If you do have like Nick, you got a little bit of a pelvic tilt, so just pull your hips back. You're gonna squeeze your glutes. Okay, so we're gonna go arm out and then big rotation around. All the way. And again, this area here we want to emphasize. We really want to try and push the bicep into the pec. Just try and emphasize that. Extend this arm slightly, and then down the obliques, and then looking forwards. Nice. So a bit more rotation. Rotate. Again, and then elbow up a little bit. Just with that pop. There you go. And then this arm, I would actually put this a little bit higher and try and bring the shoulder just a little bit more. There you go. Try and emphasize that neck. And elbow back, and then just rotate a bit more. So this one is a side pose, but if you're stood exactly side on, opposed to rotating, obviously you can see a lot more a lot more muscle groups when you rotate and relax. Nice. So those are the symmetry core turns. Those ones basically are the best ones for just like checking pictures, because you can see, you're just seeing like the symmetry of the body, and it shows a lot of definition as well. Right, let's do mandatory. So we'll do all 7 or 8. This is going to be front double, side chest, front lat spread, and then we're going to do double glute spread.
Finish it.
Tricep, yeah, rear lat, rear bicep. I forgot, I lost count already. Abs and thighs, and then most muscular. Yeah. So front double. So this is the one everyone. Mine sucks. This is probably my least favorite pose actually. So there's a couple. We'll show you 2 ways of doing it. You can do what like more like open bodybuilding, or you can make it look a bit more classic just by the way you stand. So for open, if you do the same as the front relax, with the heels in, flare the quads, hips back a little bit, all the same foundation, same lower foundation as we did before. And then obviously when you bring the biceps up, it's up to you again if you want to squeeze down on the abs or inhale up. Like I said, I prefer like vacuum, so I'm going to pull up. And then you don't want to close the arms too much. I find you do that in a lot of your pictures, Nick. So you can squeeze down initially to get that contraction, and then just like open them up a little bit. And the main thing I see on this one is everyone's elbows are too low. They look like this. So you want to make sure your elbow kind of runs, like you want to see like a curve here. So your elbow leads up, not like, you don't want it to be parallel, you want it to be slightly higher. So we go heels in, squeeze quads, hips back a little bit, big inhale, open them up. Like I said, you can close them first just to get the contraction, and then open them up a little bit, and then elbows just tweaked up. There you go. And you want to open them as well, you don't want them like narrow, you want to open them up nice and wide. Yeah, that's pretty good pose for both of you actually. Spot on. It's quite an easy one. So the way to make things look classic is all about just stance, I've noticed. So like rather than standing straight on, you're going to stand with your hips like slightly tilted. So for a classic shot, all I would do is on the, now this is up to you depending whether you prefer like your left side or your right side, depends on your symmetry. But you're going to stand with one foot like turned out. So one foot is heading kind of like 3 o'clock, and then one is hit like, I don't know, I'd probably say like 11. You don't want it straight like 11, so like this. So that's going to be your foot stance. So you can kind of like, this quad's going to be straight on, and then this quad's going to be offset. And then with your hips, all you're going to do is just slightly push them forwards. So your hips from this position are going to go forwards. So you're kind of like trying to push your knee over this toe. And then from there, now if you hit the bicep pose, you're going to be like slightly offset, and it just looks a bit more classic. And then you can play around with tilt in the body as well. So I quite like, I'll just like dip one elbow, and then you start looking a bit more classic. There you go. For you, I would say you're just lacking a bit more rotation. So bring the hips around a little bit more, and then just on this front leg, just push forward, and then bring the body up a little bit more. That's it. And yeah, Nick, you're probably hitting that to the best of your abilities, to be honest. Yeah. This is what it is. Nice, relax. Right, front lat spread. So the key to this one, again, is open the scapula. So this one isn't like, you don't really want to squeeze on the lat spread. You just want to like open it nice and wide. If you contract it, it's going to make it look smaller than it actually is. So again, for this one, you can fiddle around with stance, but just for argument's sake, we'll do our front on stance. So toes out, flex the quads. And then typically the best thing to do is contract your scapula first, just so you can kind of like feel all that tissue. And then hand position depends, some people go high, some people go low. But kind of like yank your, so let your elbows bow out a bit more, Nick. You go, pull them right back. And now from there, you're gonna pull your elbows out and just a little bit up. Here you go. And then just lean forwards a little bit, Nick. You lean back a little bit. There you go. So you can position the hands higher, you can position them lower, you can position the hands in a bit more. It's up to you, yeah. Yeah, spot on. Nice, and then from there we transition to side chest. So this is gonna depend which side you prefer, depending on your symmetry, right? You're both gonna know because you've probably played around with this pose already. my right side's definitely better. My right side looks a lot better. No, my left side. My left looks better. So again, there's various ways of doing this one, but we're just going to do it the standard way. So typically, with your you're sticking the other way around. That's all right. So whichever leg is facing the camera, you're going to put your toes in the middle of the other foot, like so. And then we're going to squat down just a little bit, just to try and contract a bit more hamstring. Again, this one, you can turn the feet slightly out. I do, just so you can kind of see a bit more hamstring, like that separation. And then from there, so everything lower body squeezed. From there, what we want to do is really try and emphasize the chest. So we're focused on contracting, like pushing the chest up. So just grab the wrist or hand, it's up to you, whatever your preference is. I typically go hand. And then we're going to rotate the shoulders around. And then again, like those side quarter turns, we're emphasizing on pushing the bicep into the pec. So you can even see a little bit of shoulder as well. And then I would really just emphasize on pulling the rib cage up. So take a deep breath in, and then a little bit more rotation. There you go, nice. So if you always just pull the rib cage up a little bit more. That's it. And just emphasize a little bit more twist. There you go. Nice. There you go. A little less twist. There you go. Nice. There you go. Both of you, your leg stance has gone to shit, but the upper body looks good. So this is what happens a lot. I see, like when I watch a show, everyone like their legs are like relaxed. Like myself, I've taken pictures and like my leg stance has gone to shit because you're so focused on the upper body. Because it's called a side chest, so you're like, right, I need to really emphasize my chest. But the judges are looking from head to toe, obviously. But listen, for you guys, you're doing men's physique anyway. But yeah, typically it's trying to keep like a lower solid base, as well as focusing on your upper body. It's a lot harder than people think. Like people think like posing's a piece of cake, but it's really not.
Insert like
Yeah.
back flies by and all.
Well, yeah.